Yo, what's going on, man? Today is November the 6th. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. We are going through, I think I got 3 games on the board for today. If you didn't get a chance to check out the night show, I did go live last night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, talking about a lot of the earlier games. So today I'll go through a few of the later games, and then we'll get ready to get up out of here. I go through a couple of the comments as I always do. Trying to look one more thing up right quick. Something that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got that up. All right. So I'm not gonna go through a recap and all that. Like I talked about yesterday, on Monday, having a really good day. The numbers are here. I talked about it last night. Finally a good night. Super excited about that. Needed to have a good night. Also talked last night about jaXon. If this is your first time watching the show, I am a sponsor for jaXon. jaXon is a very, very cool tool to utilize to get some prop analysis, some side analysis, some against the spread analysis, whatever you're looking for. jaXon can help you. It spits out projections, analytically back driven data, so you kind of cap everything for you if you wanted to. So what I've been doing is I've been capping the games and then looking at jaXon afterwards to see if jaXon kind of aligns with what I'm saying, and it's been pretty profitable so far. So check out jaXon. Referral code in the description of the video for anybody that's interested. Let's jump into it for today, man. G Herb been here. What up? CG3 says, morning, Chris, all green. G Herb says, seemed like today is the day to fade some of the road chalk. We'll see how that goes. What up, Mark? CG3 likes the Sixers on the money line. And what up to my guy Jalen in the comment section as well. Let's jump into it for today, man. So the games I wanted to talk about for today. Yesterday, if you didn't watch the night show, we went over Pacers and Magic, which that line hasn't moved, and I kind of thought that it may, but I agree with it not moving. It's actually coming down to Pacers minus the 6 now, and yesterday it was 6.5. It is still some 6.5s out there, but no way I'm laying points with the Pacers, no matter how bad Orlando looks. Detroit and Charlotte. I like Detroit in that game. I like the under. Didn't play either. Golden State, Boston, talked about that one. Knicks and Hawks, talked about that one. Thunder and Nuggets, talked about all, 5 of those. So today we'll go Magic, we'll go Lakers and Memphis, then we'll go Cavs, New Orleans, and then we'll go Raptors and Kings. So still a couple games I'm not going to get to, and it is what it is. I'm not going to go over Magic and Phoenix in this video. I won't go over Spurs and Rockets in this video. And I think that'll be in 76ers Clippers. I won't go through those, but if there's anything that I do end up playing, I'll share with you guys. So let's jump into it for the show. So we got Lakers and Lakers and Grizzlies up. So this was I'm not sure what the line opened at, but I saw yesterday that Anthony Davis got ruled out. And I saw, when I looked at the line immediately after, I saw Memphis was laying a point. So I'm not sure if the Lakers were road favorites or if this was a pick or what the line came out at, but it was 2, and this total is not right. It says 22.5. I'm taking the over. This should be 229.5, and this is what I saw that last night as well. So getting into the game, like I said, for the Lakers, injury report wise, Anthony Davis is listed as he's listed as questionable now. He was listed as out. He did kind of hurt his foot. And I watched the post-game interview. I'm not sure if he's going to play in this game or not. We'll see. D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves also listed as, I think both of those guys are listed as probable for this game. D'Lo's dealing with a foot injury. Austin Reeves also dealing with an ankle injury. I did see that Koloko could potentially make his season debut for the Lakers. Coming over from Toronto. And then on the Memphis side, I mean, it's still a laundry list of injuries. Desmond Bane, Marcus Smart, I think both of those guys are still out. Gigi Jackson, Luke Kennard, John Conchar is also listed as doubtful for this game. So it's a lot of injuries in this game. And that was one of the reasons I didn't quite want to play it. I honestly thought AD wasn't going to play, and my take on the game was around AD not playing. So looking at the Lakers, this is the last of a 5-game road trip. They went 1-3 and 0-4 against the spread in their last 3 games. They got a big game on ESPN on Friday as well. Their next game, they play against the Philadelphia 76ers, which they could be viewed as a bigger game, even though this is a conference game, and that won't be a conference game, but it'll be their first game back home. For Memphis, they're coming off a 2-point loss as a 4-point favorite against the Brooklyn Nets on Monday night. That's the second time they've lost to Brooklyn. And they got to watch the Wizards on Friday, so not too much to look ahead to the Memphis Grizzlies here. Memphis lost to the Lakers with the same core players 2 years ago. We remember the Lakers beating the Memphis Grizzlies in LA when they made their deep run in the playoffs. And I think Memphis still cares about that. I know that they're a bit shorthanded, but you still got, Jared Jackson Jr., you still got Ja Morant, Santi Aldama, I think was part of that team. Jalen Wells has been impressive. They got Huff, he's been super impressive, and Zach Edey's been also really, really good. So I thought this was the spot for Memphis, in my opinion, if I'm being honest. But with AD is definitely a spot for Memphis. But with AD on the floor, AD has had some really, really big games against Jared Jackson Jr. and this Memphis team. So if he's going to be compromised, I think it's a Memphis spot. Lakers won the last 2 games last season. And this is the handicap. If AD's out, I'm jumping on Memphis immediately. So AD does lead the league in points per game at 32.6. Not a big discrepancy when he's on the floor versus off the floor. The Lakers are about a minus 1.3, minus 1.2, the difference. So it's not a lot of difference there. But opponents are getting to the rim and shooting 76.7% at the rim versus the Lakers with AD on the bench. That puts the Lakers in the 4th percentile defending the rim per cleaning the glass. That's problematic because Memphis is a team that attacks the rim at a 41%. At 41% of their plays when Ja Morant is playing. That's 95 percentile. So this, I think is very problematic if Anthony Davis doesn't play. It'll probably be a layup line for the Memphis Grizzlies. With AD on the floor this season, the Lakers have a 94% rim frequency rate, meaning that they like to get the ball in the AD and play through him. With him off the floor, it goes down to about 60%. And that's problematic because the Lakers are knocking down a lot of threes right now, whether AD is on the floor or off the floor. Memphis is also getting out on the break. They rank 14th in transition frequency. They're first in points scored in transition, and the Lakers are dead last at defending transition. I know JJ Redick talked about, it being pretty, he talked about, having to play a little bit more defense in the next game after losing to Detroit. That's pretty humiliating to lose to Detroit at 7.5-point favorites, and you had them on the second leg of a back-to-back. So I didn't play the game. I do expect the Lakers to come out with something, but I think Memphis is going to come out with something too, especially after losing to Brooklyn. And currently constructed, I feel like the Lakers have the better team if Anthony Davis plays, because Memphis is going to be without Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart. But I didn't play the game. I'm going to see what happens with the injury report. I really want to take Memphis, even though the Lakers are my team. Let's see what you guys think, if anything at all. Got you, Jalen. I'll resend you the link. TBG joined as a member. Appreciate you, bro. LJ says Memphis first half at home is good money. 8 out of the last 12 games of this month are at home. Let's take advantage. And I couldn't talk you off, LJ. The problem is that the Lakers played so poorly in their last game that I could see them coming out with a lot of effort in this game as well. Now, you could say scrap that. Who cares, right? You just cap the games. Don't look at motivation. It's definitely a Memphis spot early. They've been one of the worst offenses in the second half so far this season. Like they had a lead against Memphis. They had a lead against Brooklyn in the second half the other day. And then in the first half and ended up losing that game. But to put some numbers to what LJ is saying, Grizzlies are 6-2 against the spread in the first half so far this season. The Lakers are 4-3, so they haven't been necessarily too bad either. But yeah, Grizzlies 2-1 against the spread at home as a favorite as well. What's up, Sean? Appreciate you for tapping in. It's top of the morning. SK says he's taking Ja Morant over his 4.5 first quarter points. Lakers give up the third most points in the paint, and Ja Morant plays about 9 minutes in the first. Makes a ton of sense. Good morning, Charles. Yeah, let's get a W, Trey. I'm right there with you. What up, Solo? Shout out to say, Chris, you still playing some player props these days? Yeah, I played. I gave out a player prop yesterday. You got to go back and watch the video. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I played a player prop that I'm pretty confident in. So far, I only locked in one for the day. Memphis money line. CG3 says, "What's up, Marquise?" Yeah, I'm not messing with the Lakers right now either. But I think if AD plays, it means that they really gonna go out there and try to win this game. The Lakers have had some success in Memphis for sure. G421 says AD out. Edie Eden on the boards. Yeah, Zach Edey's been. I had in my notes Zach Edey over his points plus rebounds. He's been cooking, so that makes a ton of sense to me as well. What up, Justin? My guy, appreciate you for tapping in this morning as well. Let's move on to the next game because I don't have too much time this morning. I talked about it last night. I got an appointment early this morning. So let's go Pels and Cavs. So you got the Cavs laying 8.5, laying 8 points in this game as road favorites. Pretty telling line, in my opinion. This was at 7.5 yesterday, I think. Injury report on the Cleveland side. I'm interested to see if the guys come back because Karis LeVert was ruled out of that game against Milwaukee the other day. He's listed as questionable with a knee injury in the game today. And then you also got Dean Wade, who was listed as out in that game with an illness, and he also will not be available in this game versus the Pelicans. It wouldn't surprise me if they ruled out Karis LeVert. You got to remember that this is a non-conference game for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They probably feel like they can go in here and beat the Pelicans without, having their guys. So on the New Orleans side, you got Zion listed as questionable with thigh injury. Of course, he missed the last game. We did cash a Portland ticket plus 1.5 in that game. And Jordan Hawkins, his back, also listed as questionable in this game. So some key injuries to pay attention to. If they don't have Jordan Hawkins and they don't have Zion Williamson, they probably lose again by double digits because it's already no Herb Jones. It's already no CJ McCollum. It's already no Trey Murphy. Already no DeJounte Murray either. So, this is a game where it's kind of hard to look past Cleveland, even though they did struggle in that last game to close out the Milwaukee Bucks. You can get a motivated Pelicans team. I think if you like the Pelicans, it's probably early. Cleveland, who won, they didn't cover against Milwaukee like I talked about on Monday. They do have the Golden State Warriors on Friday, and this is a fourth game in 6 nights for Cleveland. On the New Orleans side, third game in 4 nights and a fourth game in 6 nights, but they have been at home for most of those games. They got smoked by Atlanta. They beat the Pacers at home. Then they got smoked by Atlanta, and then of course they just lost to the Portland Trail Blazers as well. This is just not a good basketball team right now. Offensively, they've struggled. Cleveland's defense is probably going to be a little bit better in this spot than we've seen them in the past few games. The Bucks really, kind of lit them up just a little bit in those last 2 games with Dame hitting 10 threes in the first one, and then Dame having a pretty big game in the second one as well. Cleveland has played well in New Orleans. They've won the last 2 games by double digits, but this is a wait and see spot for me. Potentially, want to get there with some player props. A Jordan Hawkins player prop over if he plays and is in good health makes a ton of sense to me. And on the Cleveland side, I do think Dean Wade being out and Karis LeVert potentially missing this game does influence the line, in my opinion. But Cleveland is by far the better team. They're second in offensive rating. They're first in effective field goal percentage. They protect the ball at a top 5 rate. They're shooting the 3 at the second best percentage right now overall. New Orleans bottom 7 in defending the 3. Cleveland's offense is scoring the 3rd most points in the half court. New Orleans is bottom 5 in defending half court offenses. Cleveland second in transition points per possession. Number 24 for New Orleans, defending that spot on the floor as well. And on the opposite side, New Orleans is struggling to shoot the 3. They're bottom 10 in frequency and accuracy. They're not scoring in transition or in the half court either efficiently. Bottom 10 in both of those scoring types as well. So I know it, feels kind of square, but it be Cavs in this spot. If Zion and Hawkins play, I could potentially get there with the Pelicans. I know a lot of people won't like it, but I can see them being feisty in this game. They've been getting absolutely smoked, and I don't think they're just gonna roll over. So we'll see where the spread goes throughout the day. But I won't play anything pregame. I think LeVert injury being questionable definitely influences the line. Cavs don't have the strongest bench, and they're already gonna be down Dean Wade. So we'll see how it goes. Keep an eye on Jordan Hawkins and Zion Williamson, in my opinion. All right, let's go to, before we get here, I'm moving too fast. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Jalen said he played the Cavs -7, got a good number. LJ says Ja Morant PRA should be solid. Look at the point guard scoring versus the Lakers. I talked about that with Cade Cunningham in the last game, so I don't disagree with you at all here, LJ. Dougie Bone says, I don't know if I'm late or not, but Pistons money line. I talked about this last night, Dougie Bone. I'm only looking towards the Pistons, especially without Nick Richards. I didn't play the game yet, but that's the only way I'm looking. Right now, it doesn't look like looks like the line hasn't moved a lot. I still see I can get a +2 on FanDuel or Caesars for Detroit. And the total is going up, and I don't agree with the market there. I do think it's an under game. It was 221 last night. It's up to 223 right now. So under in Detroit for me. I agree with you here. What up, 5-star? My brother. What up, Si? What's going on, bro? JM says +221 on all Mavs, Cavs, Indy, New York, OKC on the money line. And JM says he likes Stewart to go over his rebounds for Detroit. We talked about Jalen Duren last night. I didn't lock it in, but Jalen Duren double-double was -115 on Bet365. I think it's a solid bet. Probably something I'm going to end up adding later. He's had back-to-back double-doubles. Rebound opportunities, I've looked at it a little bit deeper after we got off the show last night. He's averaging 20-plus rebound opportunities over his last 2 games. So if he can stay out of foul trouble, which Charlotte doesn't get to the rim at a really high rate anyway, I think he can he got Grant Williams down there. They don't have Nick Richards. So Jalen Duren rebounds at 11.5 or his double-double at -115, I think, are absolutely solid looks for today. All right, last game we'll talk about, then I got to get ready to get up out of here, is the Raptors and the Kings. This line, I'm not sure what it opened at. I didn't catch the opening number because it is one of the later games. I like to kind of go in order, unless it's something that I absolutely love. So total was at 235, 234, probably something like that. It's up to 238, makes a ton of sense. Injury report, and you do got the Kings coming home laying 10.5 points, a pretty steep number in my opinion. So injury report, I did see that quickly. It's still listed as doubtful. No Scotty Barnes, of course. Bruce Brown has not played yet this season. Neither has Kelly Olynyk. On the Sacramento side, Kevin Huerter listed as game time decision. He did miss the last game, which was in Miami the other day, and he's listed as questionable for this game with an illness. So we'll see if Kevin Huerter plays, and that's pretty much the injury report here. So this is a line that kind of like I don't think I'm late to the Toronto train, but I can't lay 10.5 points here with this Sacramento team. They've been traveling all over the place, and you look at Toronto. Like I think this is a pretty simple one. Like I didn't want to take too long on this game. I haven't played it yet, but you look at this Raptors team. They were already closer to Sacramento than Sacramento was. Sacramento's traveling from the southeast in Miami all the way cross country back home to Sacramento, which is in LA. So, time zone swap. Flying over a couple different time zones there. You got a Raptors team that's 7-1 against the spread, 7-1 to the over. What do those two trends tell you? 7-1 against the spread says that the books have been underestimating this team. 7-1 to the over tells you they're not playing a lot of defense and they're scoring more points, also probably giving up more points than the books are anticipating. So it's an underrated offense and a team that plays fast and no defense. On the Sacramento side, as I mentioned already, first game back home after a 4-game road trip. They've had to travel for every single game so far this season. Usually not a good spot to lay double digits with favorites. And they got a look-ahead spot to the divisional game with the Clippers on Friday, even with the revenge angle, because last week the Toronto Raptors did beat this Sacramento Kings team. I'm not saying that Sacramento won't be motivated in this spot coming off the Vince Carter night where they lost that game outright to Toronto. I'm just not thinking that Sacramento is going to win the game by double digits. So this was a pretty easy one. It's Toronto plus the 10.5 for me or nothing in this spot. Sacramento not a team that I'm laying double digits with quite yet, especially given this first game back home after a 4-game road trip where they finished all the way in the southeast. So pretty quick handicap for me here. What up, Free Sauce? Andrew says the Raptors are scrappy. The Raptors are absolutely scrappy. I could have kept going, but nothing that I want to like really harp on too much. I'll just say that I know in the last game the Raptors have also been really good in the first half. In the last game for Toronto, they were playing against Denver, and they actually had a 14-point lead in that game. Denver had to come claw all the way back to beat them by 2 points, 119 to 121. The Raptors have also gone over their team total in in 6 of their 8 games, and it's not even close. They went over to the Nuggets by 8.5 points, and the Nuggets play slow. They went over to against the Kings, 18 points, against the Lakers, 13 points, against the Hornets, 24 points, against the Nuggets, 17.5 points. Like, this is a team that, even when they see you the second time, they probably feel slighted and disrespected, and they're playing that way. They've covered every single game outside of that first one against the Cleveland Cavaliers on opening night, where they got smoked 106 to 136. And that was a game that RJ Barrett didn't play. So yeah, it is a 4th game in 6 nights, but it's also a 4th game in 6 nights for the Kings. They also won as a dog in their last game. So yeah, over, even at 238, I probably still play it. Raptors 5th in pace. And they influence other teams to play at the same pace that they want to play in. The Kings typically play faster at home, even though they're only 15th in pace on the full season. This is the 3rd offensive rated team. Crazy to say, the Raptors are the 3rd best offensive rated team. The Kings are 11th. Raptors also 28th in defensive rating. So everything that I just kind of talked about. As far as trends, the Raptors are 4-4 against the number in the first half. They're 7-1, like I said. For the full game, 3-0 is road dog so far this season against the spread. The Kings 4-3 against the spread in the first half and for the full game. I'm only looking towards the Raptors in this game. Catching the points here would be the only way that I play it. LJ says he likes Sabonis to go up and over his PRA again. I can definitely see that. He says, look at big men starting against Jakob Poeltl. I agree. Mark says, I took the plus 10.5 last night. Toronto has been covering last 7. Absolutely. What up, Dropping Dimes? Let's cash it, Mark. I'm probably going to get there with you. I have not played it, so I have not sent it out, but I'm glad you're already on it. Makes a lot of sense. What up, Mark? He says RJ over his 24.5 points. So real quick on RJ, shout out to my guy Cam. Cam has joined the Discord. He's been giving out RJ Barrett over his rebounds plus assist line. It's something I've been paying close attention to as well. RJ's been killing the rebounds plus assists. He doesn't always score the basketball, but he is the guy that's facilitating, especially without Scotty Barnes being there. They're also down quickly as well. So he's been that facilitator, and he's a pretty good rebounder as well. So if I'm playing anything with RJ, it's probably his rebounds plus assists over. I'll probably stay away from the points. Avery says Kings minus 10.5. They will shoot the lights out tonight. Gifted Raptors with the W on Vince Carter night. Won't keep covering these big spreads. Will be a public dog. Yeah, I'm opposite side of you here, Avery, but I agree. They probably won't continue to cover, but who are the Kings to be laying 10.5 points? I can't quite get there with that one, especially being his first game back home after a 4-game road trip in a travel spot. But it is what it is. We could be on opposite sides. G421 says Raptors improved season. Grady Dick's been going off. Give me his points over. Like JM also likes Toronto plus the points as well. So I didn't bet anything. I haven't bet anything from these games that I've talked about yet. Like I said, Lakers wait and see game for me. I want to see what happens with AD, which I think is important. And the Zion and Jordan Hawkins news, I think, is just as important in the Pelicans game that we just talked about as well. So I don't really have too much of a best bet for the show today. Outside of the ones that I gave out last night, those are best that I've put in already. But we'll go Toronto plus the 10.5. Probably something that I'll end up getting there with. I'm not gonna force it. We'll go Toronto plus the 10.5 for the show today. Definitely check out the video from last night because I did give out a couple plays last night. Quickly is not back for Sauce. He's listed as doubtful for it today. I don't think it's sustainable, Blunt. I really, really don't. But I mean, he keeps cashing. The Kings aren't the greatest defensive team in the NBA. Like, it'd be different if they were getting 12.5 points against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'd be a little more hesitant. But I mean, the Kings all right. Let's just go look at the Kings real quick before I get up off here. So looking at the Kings last season. When the Kings were double-digit favorites last season, they finished 6-2 straight up, 2-6 against the spread. 2-6 against the spread. They won by an average of 8.6 points per game. And they failed to cover by an average of 4.8 points per game. They were 6-2 to the over. Those games went over by an average of 7.5 points. I know I'm not laying with points with the Kings. Like I said, it's a terrible spot, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's sustainable though. I really don't think it's sustainable, Blunt, but it's not like they're a major rest disadvantage. Both teams won a fourth game in 6 nights. And as I mentioned earlier, they traveled from Denver, which is closer to Sacramento, than Miami is to Sacramento. So like I said, Sacramento will be fired up. They lost last week, but if they were laying 5.5, 6, I'd be all over them. Not 10.5 though. That feels like it's a little bit of room for error there. jaXon does have a demo available, Mark. If you use the promo code, which is the perfect segue to here, if you use promo code ChrisBeCappinn with 2 P's, 2 N's, not only will you get a discount on whatever trial that you sign up for, but you also get a free trial. So you get the free trial and you get a discount off when the trial ends. So, I mean, it's never been a better time to take advantage of jaXon. I'm not sure why they are giving out, pretty much Christmas presents, but I recommend checking out jaXon, especially right now. Glad you asked that question, Mark. Moneyballer is on the resources list as well. OddsJam, I always talk to you guys about that, man. Check these out if you're interested in sports betting and you're trying to do it efficiently and effectively and win some money, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Killian, appreciate you as well. I see you joined a little bit late. Hit the like button for me if you can on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Catch you guys in the next one, man. As always, the link for my official plays are in the description of the video. And definitely, if you did not check out the video last night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I went live. Check that video out. You can see it in the live video section on the YouTube page. A lot of official plays that I gave out over there. Some of those lines are moved, but I think it's still some value. Catch you guys in the next one, man. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'm out.